Hello everyone. Today we'll study theorem of perpendicular axes. To find out the moment of inertia of different bodies easily, we have two theorems. First of them is the theorem of perpendicular axis and the second one is the theorem of parallel axis. Today we'll study the theorem of perpendicular axis. Now what does this theorem says? For a plane laminar body, this theorem says that the moment of inertia of a plane lamina about an axis perpendicular to its plane is equal to the sum of the moment of inertia of the lamina about any two mutually perpendicular axes in its own plane and intersecting each other at the point where the perpendicular axis is passing through it, that is where all the three axes intersect each other. So this is the theorem of perpendicular axis for a plane laminar body. Now to prove this, let us consider a plane lamina like this and let OX and OY be two mutually perpendicular axes lying in the plane of this lamina and intersecting each other at this point O. Now further let OZ be an axis perpendicular to its plane and passing through the same point O, that is all these three axes OX, OY and OZ are intersecting each other at a common point O. Now if Ix be the moment of inertia of the lamina about x-axis, Iy is the moment of inertia of the lamina about y-axis and Iz is the moment of inertia of the lamina about z-axis, then according to this theorem, what does this theorem says? That the moment of inertia of the plane lamina about an axis perpendicular to its plane, that is about OZ axis, is equal to the sum of moments of inertia of the lamina about any two mutually perpendicular axes in its own plane, says x and y axis here, intersecting each other at the point where the perpendicular axis is passing through it, here the point O. Now according to this theorem, if we have Ix, Iy and Iz with the three moment of inertia about x-axis, y-axis and z-axis respectively, then Iz is equal to Ix plus Iy. This is the theorem of perpendicular axis. Now we will prove this theorem. So to prove this theorem, let us imagine that this lamina be divided into a large number of elementary particles, each of mass m1, m2, m3 and so on. Let us consider one particle of mass m1 at point P at distance x1 and y1 from y-axis and x-axis respectively. This is the point here. At point P of mass m1 at a distance of x1 from y-axis and y1 from x-axis. Now its distance from point O, let it be r1. Now clearly this r1 has a relation with this x1 and y1 according to Pythagoras theorem on this triangle, say OMP. Angle M is a right angle, therefore r square is equal to y1 r1 square is equal to y1 square plus x1 square. So this is here r1 square is equal to x1 square plus y1 square. Now moment of inertia of the whole lamina about x-axis, what will be its value? Let us say we have this particle of mass m1 at a distance of y1 from x-axis, so its moment of inertia about x-axis will be equal to mass m1 into square of the distance, that is y1 square. Therefore considering this value, the whole lamina, the moment of inertia of this whole lamina about x-axis will be in the same way, that is it will be m1 y1 square for first particle, m2 y2 square for second particle, similarly m3 y3 square for the third particle plus m4 y4 square for the fourth particle, where m1 m2 m3 m4 are the masses of the particles and what are the y1 y2 y3? y1, y2, y3, y4, etc. are the distances of the particles from x-axis. Okay. Now, in the same way, the moment of inertia of the whole lamina about y-axis, for this again, let us consider the same point, that is the point of mass m1 at point P at a distance x1 from this y-axis. Therefore, its moment of inertia about y-axis will be m1 x1 square. Considering this into the whole lamina, we can find out the moment of inertia of the whole lamina about y-axis. What will be its value? It will be equal to m1 x1 square for the first particle plus m2 x2 square for the second particle, similarly m3 x3 square for the third particle, and so on. Where m1, m2, m3, these are the masses of the particles, and x1, x2, x3, these are the distances of particles of masses m1, m2, m3 from y-axis. Now we can write this sum in the form of this summation, that is, this is equal to summation m y square, because there is a symmetry in all the terms. In the same way, we can write this term in this summation, that is summation mx square. So ix is equal to summation my square and iy is equal to summation mx square. Now we'll find out the moment of inertia of the lamina about z-axis. Now again we'll go to this particle of mass m1 at point P. Its distance from z-axis will be defined by its distance from point O. This is equal to what? r1. Therefore its moment of inertia about z-axis will be equal to m1 r1 square. Therefore, considering this value, we can find out the moment of inertia of the whole lamina about z-axis. This will be equal to what? The same way as we have done ix and iy. This will be equal to m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus m3 r3 square plus m4 r4 square, and so on. And this can be written in the same way as the summation mr square. Now we will find out a relation between these three moments of inertia, that is ix, iy and iz. How will we do it? Let us consider. Now iz is equal to m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square, and so on. We know it. Now what will the value of r1 square? This is equal to x1 square plus y1 square. Similarly, what is the value of r2 square? This is equal to x2 square plus y2 square, and so on. Now by separating the different parts in two different portions, that is m1 x1 square, m2 x2 square, and so on, in a different bracket, and m1 y1 square plus m2 y2 square in a different term. Now what is this? This is summation mx square, and what is this? This is summation my square. This is ix and this is iy. Hence our theorem, that is iz is equal to ix plus iy. Hence the theorem is proved. Now the same theorem holds for the three-dimensional body. Now but it has different definition in a three dimension. For that, let us consider a three-dimensional body with OX, OY and OZ be three mutually perpendicular axes, and let IX, IY and IZ be the moments of inertia of the whole body about these three axes respectively, that is about x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Now to find out the relation between these three moments of inertia, let us consider the whole body to be divided into elementary particles. Let one such particle be at point P with coordinates x, y, z and mass m. Now let OP is equal to R. Where it is? Here it is. OP is equal to R. Now what is its relation with x, y and z coordinates? Here, let us draw a foot of perpendicular from point P in the xy plane at a point M. That is, this PM is a perpendicular in this xy plane. From point M, draw perpendicular on x-axis at point N. this mn will be parallel to this y-axis. In the same way, from the same point M, draw a perpendicular at point Q on the y-axis, that is, this QM is parallel to x-axis. Now let ON is equal to x and MY is equal to MN is equal to y. Similarly, this PM will be equal to Z because this is parallel to the Z axis. Here we can find out the relation between this R and these three x, y and z coordinates. These are R square is equal to x square plus y square plus z square. These four coordinates shares this relation. Here we have this R square is equal to x square plus y square plus z square. Now, to find out the relation between three moments of inertia Ix, Iy and Iz, first of all, we find out the moment of inertia of mass m at point P about the z-axis. Now, here we have this is the point P and we have to find out its moment of inertia about this z-axis. Now, for that we have to find out its mass. We have this is equal to m and its distance from this z-axis, that is rp. Now rp is clearly equal to om. Okay, therefore its moment of inertia about z-axis will be equal to mass m into this om square. Here we have this. Okay, with the help of this moment of inertia of a single particle, we can find out the moment of inertia of the whole body about z-axis. That will be equal to summation of all such terms, that is summation m into om square. Now this om square here, this om square will be equal to mn square plus on square according to Pythagoras theorem, because this angle n is a right angle here in this triangle ONM. Therefore, this OM square is equal to mn square plus on square, that is y square plus x square. We can put this value here. Therefore, we get the value of Iz is equal to summation m into x square plus y square. In the same way, we can find out the moments of inertia of the whole body about x-axis and y-axis as Ix is equal to summation m y square plus z square and Iy is equal to summation m into z square plus x square. Here we have a symmetry in these three moments of inertias. In the moment of inertia about z-axis, we have terms x and y. In the moment of inertia about x-axis, we have terms of y and z. And in the moment of inertia about y-axis, we have terms of z and x. Now, we'll add all these three moments of inertia. Let us see what happens. Now, after adding all these three moments of inertia, we have here Ix plus Iy plus Iz is equal to Ix, the summation m into y square plus z square from here, plus Iy summation m z square plus x square, here it is, plus Iz summation m x square plus y square from here. Here we see x square plus x square, that is 2x square. Similarly, y square plus this y square, that is 2y square. Z square plus z square, that is 2z square. That is, we have twice of x square plus y square plus z square. Twice is taken outside. Therefore, we get 2 times the summation m into x square plus y square plus z square, that is equal to r square. That is, we get the value 2 times summation mr square. Let this summation mr square is equal to I naught. Therefore, we get a relation between these three moments of inertia as Ix plus Iy plus Iz is equal to 2 times I naught, that is 2 times summation mr square. So this is the theorem of perpendicular axis in 3 dimension. Does this says? It says that the sum of moments of inertia of a 3-dimensional body about any 3 mutually perpendicular axes, here it is Ix, Iy and Iz, is equal to twice, that is 2 times, the value of summation mr square about their common point of intersection. Here it is. Hence the theorem proved. Thank you.